Go.
Hey guys, it's Miss Simmons. I just wanted to let you know that I miss you and I really miss reading books to you guys. Today I'm going to read to you one of my favorite books called The Story of Ferdinand by Monroe Leaf. The drawings or the illustrations are by Robert Lawson. Ferdinand. You might have seen this movie, and if you have, that's cool. If not, make sure you see that movie afterwards. Once upon a time in Spain, there was a little bull, and his name was Ferdinand. All the other little bulls who he lived with would run and jump and butt their heads together, but not Ferdinand. He liked to sit just quietly and smell the flowers. His favorite tree was under the shade, and he would sit there and smell the flowers. Sometimes his mother, who was a cow, would worry about him. She was afraid he would be lonesome all by himself. Why don't you run and play like all the other little bulls and skip and jump and butt your head? She would say, but Ferdinand would shake his head. I like it better here where I can sit quietly and smell the flowers. His mother saw that he was not lonesome, and because she was an understanding mother, even though she was a cow, she let him sit and be happy. As the years went by, Ferdinand grew and grew until he was very big and strong. All the other bulls who had grown up with him in the same pasture would fight each other. They would butt each other and stick each other with their horns. What they wanted most of all was to be picked to be at the bullfight in Madrid, which is located in Spain. But not Ferdinand. He liked to sit quietly under the cork tree and smell the flowers. One day, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 men came in very funny hats, and they wanted to pick the biggest, fastest, roughest bull to fight in the fights in Madrid. And the other bulls ran around snorting and butting and leaping and jumping, so the men would think they were very, very strong and fierce and pick them. Ferdinand knew they wouldn't pick him, and he didn't care. So he went out to his favorite cork tree and sat down. He didn't look where he was sitting, and instead of sitting on the nice cool grass in the shade, he sat on a bumblebee. Well, if you were a bumblebee and a bull sat on you, what would you do? You would sting him. And that's just what that bee did to Ferdinand. Wowee, did it hurt. Ferdinand jumped up with a snort. He ran around puffing and butting and pawing the ground as if he was crazy. The 5 men saw him. They shouted for joy. Here was the largest and fiercest bull of them all, just the one for the fights in Madrid. So they took him away for the bullfight in a cart. What a day it was. Flags were flying, bands were playing, and all the lovely ladies had flowers in their hair. They had a big parade in the bull ring. First came the bandoneros with long, sharp pins with ribbons on them to stick the bull and make him mad. Then the picadores, who rode skinny horses and had long spears to stick the bull and make him madder. Then came the matador, the proudest of them all. He thought he was very handsome, and he bowed to the ladies. He had a red cape and a sword and was supposed to stick the bull last. Then came the bull. And you know who that was, don't you? Ferdinand. They called him Ferdinand the Fierce. And all the bandoneros were afraid of him, and the picadores were scared of him, and the matador was scared stiff. Ferdinand ran to the middle of the ring, and everybody shouted and clapped because they thought he was going to fight fiercely and butt and snort and stick his horns. But not Ferdinand. When he got to the middle of the ring, he saw the flowers in the lovely ladies' hair, and he just sat down quietly and smelled. He wouldn't fight and be fierce no matter what they did. He just sat down and smelled, and the bandoneros were mad, and the picadores were madder, and the matador was so mad he cried because he couldn't show off his cape and his sword. So they had to take Ferdinand home. And for all I know, he is sitting there under his favorite cork tree, smelling the flowers quietly. And he is happy. The end. I hope you guys noticed that the illustrations in this were black and white, which makes this book kind of different than the ones you might be used to. I hope you guys have a great day. Remember, be bold, be brave, and be safe. I love you.